Hello and welcome to GoaCast2024, the official podcast of Goafest, where we speak with a bunch of brilliant minds from across the media fraternity. I'm your host Ankita Bhava, and in this episode, we have the pleasure of sitting down with Srinivasan Swamy, better known as Sundar Swamy, who's the chairman of RK Swamy Groups. It's a pleasure to have you here, sir.
Thank you.
And I'm going to just start with we all know you've held several leadership positions in industry bodies, both internationally and nationally and in India. So, how do you see the role of adaptability in effective leadership?
No, adaptability is very simple, right? Unless we change to the demanding environment of today, you will not survive. Okay, so it's all about how you make that change seamlessly, so that you don't stress about making that change, taking it forward, and try and thrive, like what Nagpal said, in this amazing adapted world.
You recently announced the second edition of AFA New Age Leadership Program. My first question is, what inspired you to create this program?
Look, AFA has been running a program called Fast Track, and that Fast Track program has been conducted for several years in Kuala Lumpur. It's again a residential program. It's a paid program for people who want to come and be engaged with it. It is to fast track the careers of young people. Okay, so we get some 30 people in the room. They work for 2 days, 3 nights endlessly, and they really get transformed as better professionals, and that's something that we're very proud of. But that was in Malaysia. India used to send about 6 members at our cost to that program. At our cost means at Advertising Council of India, we used to sponsor 6 candidates. We used to pick them, handpick them, interview them, make sure that they're the best that we can send, and we send them to Kuala Lumpur. So when I became chairman of AFA, we said that we need to expand this further. There's no point in just having one program called Fast Track. There's something else that we need to do. And therefore, we came up with the concept of New Age Leadership Program, where we again put about 25, 30 people together, handpick them, and give them experiential, immersive kind of a program where they are not taken to a room, but taken to various rooms, various companies, and get them to hear the people from those companies and what differentiation that company is making to the with respect to the competition, to respect to the world. Now that I think that can be inspirational, and we not only take them to companies where manufacturing is done, we take them to companies where the service industry is there. We even take them to a restaurant. We take them to NGOs. So we give them a variety of leadership that one can come across in the world, and get them to get inspired by all that. And then they, after 4 days, fourth day, afternoon, they make presentation on what they've learned. And that is a great experience because the presentation is more for them to internalize what they've learned. And it's, to my mind, the kind of feedback we got the first edition was so amazing. We decided to do it again. This year we're going to make it not just wasting time traveling to different cities. But last time we went from Bombay to Surat to Ahmedabad back to Bombay. So this time we said, let's not spend so much time on travel. So we're going to keep this in Bombay. So half a day in Bombay, then go to Pune, spend 3 nights in Pune, and come back to Bombay by the second half, do the presentation second half Bombay, and give them certificate on the fourth day afternoon evening, and let them go. But I'm sure this year is going to be as good, or if not better, than last year. And Manish Advani, who's a proctor, who's been a good coach. So he's got this theory called WOLF: worries, obsessions, something else, and fear. I don't remember what L stands for. Anyway, that's and he takes the participants through these. Don't worry, don't be obsessed, don't be doing something else, don't be fearful, and overcome that. then you can emerge a better leader. And that program is focused on that, and it does a great job of transforming people from all their worries and obsessions to great leader.
So, what do you believe are.
And by the way, we give it all for free. This is payback time by our industry to the next generation. So we handpicked 25 of them from the time they join us on the first day till they come back to Bombay after till the certificate is handed over. All costs are covered for them. They don't spend a cent.
That's very inspiring. So, what do you believe are a few qualities that make an excellent leader?
The old age concepts of truthfulness, the way we, are humble and show our humility, are very, very important if you want to actually scale up the leadership scale. Uh, it's not just about, you having a whip in your hand and trying to get everybody to come online. It's about how you actually say it and do it without their feeling that somebody is actually pulling them by the nose and taking them somewhere. And this world requires only people who actually can inspire by doing and showing rather than, trying to direct people. If you direct them, they'll only get misdirected.
Yeah.
So they need to find their own path. And for that, I think you need to do it in a manner which they'll get it as well as you want them to.
Very well put. But, sir, the world is now digital. And with that comes a constant stream of data from consumers who leave their digital footprint everywhere they go. So, how has RK Swamy Group adapted its strategies to improve decision making, in this data driven environment?
Our company just went public. Okay, and we put some data together for the draft red herring prospectus, as it were. And we discovered to our surprise ourselves that 75% of our revenue
Yeah.
came from digital.
Wow.
Because as a company, we are not only into creative media, digital, interactive, whatever. We are into data analytics. We are into martech. We are into market research. We are into what's called computer-aided telephone interviews and market research. We have consumer experience centers. We have some 2,800 people working for us in all these areas. And if bulk of the work we do in analytics, bulk of the work we do in research, bulk of the work we're doing in video films and all that today, it's all digital. So 70% of revenues come from digital. So it's not as though that you wait for how do I transform myself from being a print medium company to a interactive medium company, whatever. It has to be done seamlessly. The markets decides what way you will move, and you quietly move along. So you got to adapt to the changing needs, and that's what we have done. So it's not rocket science for us. And some years ago, when digital was talked about in the horizon, we said we will not have a special department for digital. We said that every creative person, every sourcing person actually should know something about digital and put together a program to train all of them in digital. So everybody is digital expert as much as a TV expert, a print expert, or radio expert, or cinema expert, whatever. They need to know enough about digital as well. So I think that kind of orientation, that kind of thinking has certainly helped us to adapt ourselves faster than most companies were.
Speaking of that, what's your definition of effective adaptability? How do you see it?
Seamlessly changing yourself. You don't need to say, look, yesterday I was this, today I'm this. So you don't even know how you're going from this spectrum to that spectrum. So it's a gradual process, and it can easily happen to every one of us. Yeah. Actually, obviously you got to be wanting to make those little effort to make that change possible. But I'm sure if you are in a environment where changes is constant and people are talking new languages and all that, you will also change. It's not as though that you need to be forced to do something which is not what you normally do.
Could you share an example of maybe a project or campaign that you have worked on, which
Who said I work on any project?
you've supervised?
No, no, kidding. No, just no. The fact of the matter is, there are projects that all of us work on, and those projects are done as a team. You don't work on something yourself.
Yeah.
So you sit across and chat about it, and then all of us say this is the way we should approach it. And it doesn't start with the medium, doesn't start with what I want to do. It starts with what we want to achieve, and then worrying about what we should do to get that to that place. And answers follow. Actually, if you define the problem correctly, answers always follow. The problem starts with if you don't define the problem correctly. So I think to our mind, our discussion is always on what is the problem we need to address to sort out. Obviously, it's the problem of the brand with the consumer connect, and that is what we're trying to address. And more often than not, we do get that correct answer. Of course, sometimes you do have to rework on some of the concepts that we have because the definition of the problem was not as sharply defined as what it could have been.
Yeah.
But that's okay.
So, but AI is the AI wave is upon us. So, how can one ensure that whatever work we do, the human element still remains at the core of it? How does RK Swamy Group ensures that?
Our company Ansa Customer Equity has been in the business of AI for only 15 years. All these words come up recently, so it's some new thing on the horizon. But the fact of the matter is, marketing analytics, data-driven marketing uses a lot of AI. Okay, and that's something that we've been using for, as I said, 15 years. The company is 16 years old. So similarly, research also, we do a lot of AI. So AI is not new to our group, but using AI for commercials and advertising and all that is also a little bit more challenging today, because it's very easy to use AI and then stepping on somebody else's IP properties, so intellectual property. So you got to be careful how you randomly use AI. So we're conscious of the fact that while AI is an important tool, you also have to be cautious about not stepping on somebody's toes. So we are conscious of that, and I think from advertising point of view, we know that it's a tool that we can use and we should use, but we also need to be cautious about not stepping on the IP of others, because AI generates text, generates videos, generates pictures, all kinds of things it does. And all of that is somebody else's property.
Absolutely, yeah.
So we need to be, particularly when you use it for commercial purposes, so you could have some serious issue at hand. So those are things that we have to be cautious about.
So do you see it as a threat or a tool that will complement the creative industry?
Never fear the advancement that is taking place. Okay, try and see how you can take advantage of that advancement.
Correct.
So and that's what I think all of us need to be focusing on.
Amazing. So before I let you go, what's your one piece of advice for the young professionals who are just starting out in the advertising and media industry?
There's no other work, no other job is as exciting, as interesting as advertising. That's because it is not the same day every day.
Yeah.
It is a new challenge that you're talking about, new challenge you're addressing, and that is what will actually keep your life more interesting. Okay, and therefore, welcome to our world. You will find that this is the best place to be.
Amazing. Thank you so much, sir. And I really hope this was worthy of your time. And all the very best.
Thank you very much for having me over.